Hey Austin, hey April, if you watch this, if I remember to tell you that it's there. Hey Haley and Jade, if you guys watch this later, I guess. And is that everybody? And Zach, if you decide to watch it. Gosh, we're missing out our class. Some of you can't help it, I get it. All right, today we are discussing faulty parallelism. Okay, this is not something, it's not hard. Let me start out with that. It's not a difficult concept, but it is, and I hope this is rare. I think this is rare. I'm not trying to be prideful in any way. It is something that we have not discussed in grammar. And really it is a very upper level thing, but it's important for your writing, okay? Parallelism, when we talk about English, refers to, well, let's ask this. Let's ask the class. If you have parallel lines, if you have parallel angles, whatever, in math, I don't know math like y'all know math, okay? Because what I did know I've forgotten most of, because didn't like it to begin with and haven't used it, okay? You don't use it, you lose it. You guys know that. What does parallel mean? It's similar to, really, it is very similar in the grammar sense to what it is in math. What does it mean to be parallel?
They run in the same direction but will never touch.
Okay, so it's sort of. Okay. They run in the same direction, but they never touch. But they run in the same direction, right? That's the point I was going for. Parallelism refers to any structure in grammar where you have two or more that are exactly the same, or very close to the same. Okay? For example, you can have words, you can have phrases, you can have clauses. Let me give a couple of examples, then we'll look at the examples in the book and talk about them, spell them out for you, okay? Words. Okay? The girl was smart, comma, educated, comma, and witty. What are our parallel structures here?
Smart, educated.
Because that's the only thing you've got at least two of, right? Good. Smart, educated, and witty. These are all predicate adjectives, okay? And they're all one word, and they describe girl, okay? If I were to have said, because first we're going to do faulty parallelism, we're going to do that together as a class. I might leave this on for y'all. I hate it because then the video takes literally, seems like 2 years to load, the longer it is. But we're going to do the faulty side as a class, because I think it's pretty easy to recognize faulty parallelism once you know what it's supposed to look like, and then on their own the class is going to do making sure that they are parallel and fixing them if they're not, okay? So, if I were to have said instead, what's the term for witty? Trying to think of something that's more than one word. This will work. I'm really making more than one word here, but you'll get the idea. I'm giving you a whole other clause to boot. Okay? The girl was smart, educated, and mindful of what was going on. Similar to witty. Okay? Maybe not quite as synonymous, but okay, you're quick-witted. This is not parallel. Okay? The point here being, and I'm going to do one with phrases at least and one with clauses. I may do a couple with phrases, we'll see. In your writing, you want to be, if you're going to have more than one, and and you're kind of listing them or talking about them, more than one of something, you want them to be as much alike as possible. It just makes for better writing. It really, really does, okay? And some of you, the better writers, do this for the most part without thinking about it, probably, okay? Phrases, okay?
So that was an example of.
This is parallel words. This is an example of faulty parallelism, okay? This is parallel, okay, PAs, words, okay? The food was in the oven and okay, yeah, and this is okay. Okay, here we have, and yes, I know there's an adverb here. That's what I was trying to avoid, but sometimes, especially once you get beyond the words parallel, you're gonna have to have an extra word here or there. You're just gonna have to, okay? But you still want your structures, if you have a couple of them, to be parallel. This is an example of parallel phrases. The food was in the oven and then on our plates before we knew it. All right? Faulty parallelism, I can't think of one right off, so I'm gonna look in the book. Sorry. Okay. Okay, good. It's hard to show faulty parallelism because, no, it just is harder. We'll do some more in the book too. Okay. If you were wanting to be parallel, okay, actually this could be parallel verbs, right? You got, they're not really that parallel, so no, not really. The food was in the oven and then disappeared before we knew it, okay? Doesn't mean the same as on our plates, but you get the idea. You do not have two structures. You've got, there's nothing wrong with this, but this one sounds better. I know they're saying a little bit different things, okay? I'm assuming what's gonna come after on our plates is, it's gonna be gone, right? Okay, I see a puzzled look there. We're gonna go over it, because if Jayla's puzzled, then y'all might be puzzled too, okay? Clauses is very easy to show you not parallel. And that should probably be easier for me than it is, okay? But with clauses, it's very easy, okay? Because, Matt, y'all listen, maybe Jayla was catching me here. This was the parallel one, right? Yeah, I had it right the first time.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
word.
I had it right, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, good. See, I did it opposite here, so I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, the two in the middle are right, this one's faulty. Okay? All right, now for clauses. I'm gonna move over here, because as y'all know, you've been with me for a while, the shoemake writes big and runs herself out of room. That's okay. Another reason why I would not do well with the whiteboard, probably, I mean, I got a lot of space here, right, guys? If I write big on that thing, I'm gonna have slide after slide after slide, right? I mean, they're not very, what?
Can you move that back, so like,
No.
I can't see the bottom and these are things that
I know, okay, I got you, I was joking. Okay, finally, clauses.
with the phrases one, would it not work because in the oven is a phrase, it disappears?
It's not parallel. If you're trying to be parallel, and I know these are different ideas, and I realized that as soon as I wrote it, but I was like, because I was trying to come up with original stuff, okay? It's not parallel because you don't have two prepositional phrases here. And you may not always want two prepositional phrases, okay? But if you do, a non-parallel example probably better, and I'm sure the book does it better than me because they have people that sit in a room and think about this, and that's what they get paid to do, is sit in a room and think about it, and that's all they have to do and write it. They're going to give you like a gerund phrase and an infinitive phrase as non-parallel, okay? And it's going to sound hokey. You'll know it, it's not good. And I apologize, that's not the best example. But this is a good one. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Obviously, which one is parallel? The first one, right? S, and I'm not saying you need to analyze your sentences for the sentence patterns, but the better at writing you get, the more parallel you'll be, and you will have things that look like this if you were to take them apart. You're not going to take them apart, but the better the writing is, the better it flows, the better it sounds, the better your professors love you in college. If you have a job ever, you've seen the Grammarly commercials, I know everybody has, where isn't it Grammarly on TV, where the guy sends a note to his boss, and okay, you get the idea, okay? So it can follow you throughout life, but definitely if you go to college, doing this well will help you. We ate dinner, right? Nice and parallel. All right. Here we have STRVDO adverb, which is fine, comma, I almost forgot my comma. SINV, because this is passive, which isn't the greatest usually anyway. You want to use active voice verbs where your subject is doing it. Okay? All right. I am going to stay with you to go over this. I'm going to hate myself later when I try to post it, but it'll be okay. Sorry, let me make sure I'm in the right place, because I turned the pages to look at something. Okay, look at the top of page 142 with me. Okay, those of you who are honest with me, which it's all of you, and you either listened to or read Tale of Two Cities last year, he goes, bah. This is how it is perhaps the most famous beginning to a novel ever written. Okay? Lots of parallel structures. Look at this with me. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom. It was the age of foolishness. It was the epic of belief. It was the epic of incredulity. It was the season of light. It was the season of darkness. I'm not going to read this whole thing, especially I would if we didn't have video, okay? You get the idea, okay? They're all the same, all right?
You know why that's so famous?
Do I know why it's so famous? Do you know something I don't know?
That's how farther people get before they quit.
There's your daddy in you. Always cracking jokes. Love it. Okay. Okay. Touche. All right, exercise 8. It's a good book if you get far enough in it. You just got to give it time and figure out where you are. It's a hard book. I'm not, we've talked about that. Okay, back to grammar. Exercise A, recognizing parallel structures. Okay, we're going to go through these, and then we are going to, you're going to tell me what the structures are, what they look like, or what they are, and if they are words, phrases, clauses. Oh, they have sentences. So they're saying clauses are like dependent clauses. Let's do a few, and then we're going to go on to correcting it, because, okay, when it's not. That will help you more. They know that we will help them and that the price will be quite low. And they're going to say this, I'm just going to say it. They're going to say that this is clauses, okay? And it is clauses, but it's dependent clauses, okay? Just, I'll do that one for you. That we will help them and that the price will be quite low. What kind of clauses? Noun, adjective, or adverb? For those of you that love picking it apart.
Ooh.
They're noun. Good. They're DOs. We know what, or they know what. Okay, this one's obvious. Sarah's cat was Siamese. Tom's dog was Pekingese. Okay, so these are, and in the book, those of you that are in the book, you don't have to do this. I should make you, since you're not here, but just at least read through it, okay, and try to recognize it. But I said these are clauses. They are clauses, but they're going to label this as a sentence, okay, because it technically is, even though it's a compound sentence. If you could take the period off here and capitalize we, and it would be sentences, okay? Number 3, I'm on number 3 on exercise A. Listening carefully and ignoring interruptions are essential in that class. Words, phrases, clauses, sentences.
Oh.
Yeah, you're good. Yes, they're phrases. They're your subjects here, guys. They're gerund phrases. Look like verbs, act like nouns. Okay, let's do a couple more and then we're just going to move on. They gave their children love, hope, and attention. They're words. They're DOs. Gave those to whom children. The leader shouted his speech from the balcony, leaning out toward the crowd, trying to maintain their interest. They're phrases, they're participial phrases. Okay? Pleasures last a while, honors last forever. Sentences. The presents were hidden behind the curtains, under the couch, and in the old Greek vase. Phrases, what kind? Prepositional. Good. All right, correcting it. Okay? Look at these that are correct and non-correct. All right? And then we'll do a little bit. Planning, drafting, and revision are 3 steps in the writing process. Why is that a problem?
Because you have, like,
She knows what it is. You got to think about what they are. I know what's going on here. You've got 2 gerunds and an actual noun. Gerunds are nouns, right? But they don't look the same. Good. So planning, drafting, and revising. We're on 143 if you're following along on the video in the chart. Okay? I was appalled to see her manners, to hear her bad language, and feeling her intense animosity.
Okay. I mean, it says in the book, but.
Okay, it's okay. Say what's in the book.
Oh, well, 2 of them are infinitives, 1 of them's a participle.
Good, very good. And that person, whoever had that book, was right on. Okay, make them all infinitives. Some experts feel that our population is too large, but it will diminish. It would be better if you were to say some experts feel that our population is too large, dependent clause, but that it will diminish. Okay? One more thing here, page 144 at the top. Okay? If you're using both and, make sure that they're as close as possible, that the both comes right before whatever you're joining, and the and, if possible, comes right before whatever you're joining. Okay, that makes it parallel. The student, non-parallel, the student not only won a National Merit Scholarship, but also a local scholarship. But also won. I was going to do it differently. The student won not only a National Merit Scholarship, but also a local scholarship. Okay, because they're saying you just want the DOs. I was going to do both of them as complete predicates. Either way would work. Finally, chart in the blue. Most people prefer corn to eating Brussels sprouts. No. Most people prefer corn to Brussels sprouts. I left my job at 7 p.m. rather than stopping work at 5 p.m. I left my job at 7 p.m. rather than at the usual 5 p.m. I delight in foggy days as much as sunny days delight other people. I delight in foggy days as much as other people delight in sunny days. Okay, look at 145 at the top. Okay? They want you to fix these. What time is it? And how much time do we have? We have 20 minutes. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna assign, and if we need to finish tomorrow, we will. You guys work steadily and we'll see. Those of you at home, just turn it in today, because if these guys get done, it's due today. Love you, mean it. Okay? First one, a couple examples together. The new employee was lazy, insolent, and often came late. Stephen, how am I gonna fix that? And all you gotta do is write on your paper what you're fixing.
Oh, so just like.
Well, do the parallel structures for me.
Yeah, like the
Okay.
three words.
Right, so what would be how could you make that parallel? Just the structures, don't read me the whole sentence.
You take out a word, because I can't really tell, but when Brad, my book before me, scribbled a word out.
Number one,
Yeah,
you take out a word, you do. What word do you take out?
I don't know.
It's just, okay, it's just one word.
Arcane.
Yes. Often, you could
Maybe
argue
take them both
often, huh?
Didn't you take them both out?
You could take them both
I
out.
crossed it out.
You could take them out, okay? If it is most parallel if you take it out. Take them both out, you're exactly right, if you just have late. Good. I think the plants did well because they were fertilized rather than because of my talks with them. You're gonna have to either make it two prepositional phrases, which you can do because of as a prepositional phrase, or you gotta make it two dependent clauses. I think it's easier to make two dependent clauses. It's easier to say, because they were fertilized, rather than because I talked to them. Good, Jayla. I'm gonna miss you. Not that I'm not gonna miss all of you, but, and not just because she's good at grammar, you love her because she's good at grammar. Yeah, honestly, I love her for a lot of reasons. Okay, let's just like I love all of you guys for a lot of reasons. But not only is she good at grammar, but she's willing to say it, and usually she is right, but you gotta be willing to take a chance. I know it's scary if you're not sure on something, but teachers, even if you get it wrong occasionally, teachers are gonna love you more, and I'm just giving you pointers here for college. Professors are gonna love you more if you participate and you try actively, even if you get it wrong sometimes, okay?
Can you repeat the answer?
Yeah, because they were fertilized, because I talked to them. Those would make it parallel. They would be dependent clauses. Because they were fertilized, because I talked to them.
Just, there's no words between those?
Not for parallel structures. I mean, we're just writing the parallel structures. There are in that sentence, but I'm only making you write the parallel structures, okay? One more together. Ken either will go to the parade or to the Egyptian Museum. This is an either or. You've got to make what comes next to the either and the or as close as possible to the same. Go ahead, Jayla.
Can you say Ken will go either to the parade or to the Egyptian Museum?
Good. Because what they're joining then is just prepositional phrases. Okay? So it would be, the parallel structures would be either to the parade or to the Egyptian Museum. Either to the parade, either or is joining them, right? Either to the parade, prepositional phrase, or the other half of your conjunction, another prepositional phrase, to the Egyptian Museum. All right, and here's what I want you to do on the bottom, and I am okay as long as you guys work solid the next 15 minutes. I'm okay if we need to continue this into tomorrow for 10 minutes or so. I don't think it'll take y'all any longer than that. I want you to do these. I want you to do 1, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I'm doing this at my own peril. I'm not giving you a lot of work to be mean. I just want to, I know y'all know that, but I have the possibility of 17 final drafts, which are so much easier than rough drafts to grade as you can imagine, okay? 17 final drafts coming to me tomorrow, okay, from the 10th grade. So I'm not doing this for my pleasure. All right, 1, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, because these I got to grade. The first one, the first set, I don't have to grade, right? The first set I can, grade with the class. Second set's gotta be graded by me, and probably I'm gonna have to grade all of the y'alls because they'll come to me at different times, which is okay. All right, so the rest of the first section and then those on the second section, they are original. It tells you what to do there. Love y'all. I got it. Thanks.